Hi, it's time for good energy, and I'm Dr. Julie, and welcome to Bodyful Day 192. We are on day 4 of clothing and the senses, and today we're talking about the sense of smell. So with this series, we've been exploring the good energy in and stressors that arise in various senses depending upon the clothes that we choose. We talked about the sense of hearing, so what kind of sounds clothes make, wails on cords, squeaky straps. We talked about taste, kind of hijacked that in the sense that sometimes when we get bloated, that waistline can block our digestion. On the kinesthetic day, which was yesterday, we talked about smart wear, smart fibers that allow you to empower your range of motion and make that a lot easier. Today we're talking about the sense of smell. So before we jump into that, let's start with our basics. Take a deep breath in and release. Take a deep breath in. You're going to expand in the belly, expand in the chest, expand in the sinuses, tuck the tail, and release. And last but not least, since it's clothing, we are breathing into those clothes. Right now, I can definitely feel there's a seam that cuts into my shoulder. I like this shirt, but when I pull forward, there's a seam there. So I'm going to breathe into that seam. Take a deep breath in and release. All right. So why are we talking about the sense of smell, or even how can we talk about the sense of smell in clothes? Well, one of the things we can obviously talk about is that when clothes have a chance to mildew, they have a sense of smell, and they do exhibit smell. And that smell is not necessarily the best energy in the world. In fact, that musty, sweet smell is rather distracting. So especially if they're in clothes that you are working out in. So if you are working out in those clothes, it definitely decreases your energy to get that workout in. Now, we can also talk about fabric softeners. Fabric softeners are petrochemicals. And if you are working out and you are hanging out in petrochemicals, in clothes laden in fabric softener, and these days fabric softeners last longer because you want your clothes to smell like petrochemical perfumes for a month. They last a lot longer, which means that as you take the shirt off and you wear it, that is the smell that you have. Now, why is that the case? Because those chemicals are becoming popular because we don't want us to smell like ourselves. Human smell is not cool. So let's make sure that we've got our deodorants, let's make sure we've got our fabric softeners, and that they have this smell that just can permeate anything. And I will tell you, for some people, that is a nervous system killer. I have some patients who are intensely sensitive to smells, especially fabric softeners and air fresheners, and that chemical-based scent rather than an oil-based scent or an herbal-based scent or a spice-based scent can actually shut down the nervous system, which of course you don't want, because you don't want to reduce your energy to heal or to do anything. So one of the things you might want to pay attention to is your fabric softener. Do you need a fabric softener? There's a lot of move toward wool balls and some of the plastic silicone flexi balls that bounce things around so that they dry faster and they don't have as much static electricity. Now, that's neither here nor there, that's your choice, but I'm just telling you it does affect the nervous system. The other thing I want to talk about is that certain fabrics trap body heat and odor differently than other fabrics. And certain fabrics cause your skin microbiome to produce scent and body odor more so than others. So we talked, where did we talk? We talked, I think it was yesterday, we talked about my experience with perfume, and that perfume can cause, that perfume mixed with your body sweat and skin microbiome can smell very dramatically differently 2 hours after you put it on versus 1 hour, versus when you instantly spray it on your body. And that is the similar idea can happen with your microbiome and certain clothing fibers. So again, we're going to pick on the petrochemical companies, but polyester is a petrochemical based clothing that does not interact well, does not play well with your skin microbiome. And in fact, it either causes more sweat, because it actually causes your skin to sweat, and then because it traps that sweat, it actually activates certain populations of your microbiome. And way back when, I talked about the fact that your skin microbiome is what is responsible for your smell. You are not what smells. It is the bacteria that eats your sweat that smells. So if you are harboring a bunch of good bacteria because you have more natural fibers or more natural deodorants or antiperspirants, then you are not going to smell a lot anyway. So just something to keep in mind when we're thinking about clothing and the sense of smell. So we know that not putting your clothes in the laundry really, as soon as they are done washing, or not putting them in the dryer as soon as they're done in the laundry, will lead to that musty smell, all right? We also know that all fabric softeners are based on petrochemicals, and those are not good for the nervous system, especially in certain people. Last but not least, we know that certain fibers of clothing that you wear enhance the energy of bad bacteria, decreasing the energy of good bacteria, which means that you are more likely to smell. So check those things out. They will help you out as you work through clothing and the senses. All right, let's finish this off. Take a deep breath in and release. Have a great day. I will see you here tomorrow.